Get ready as the future stars of basketball step onto the court, showcasing their talent, passion, and determination. Live from Divine Light Academy in Las Piñas City, we proudly bring you the nation's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. In our match at hand, it features Game 3 of a best-of-3 playoff series between the number 6 Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants and the number 3 Rizal Switch Fiber. Good morning, everybody. My name is Cholo Pangilinan, covering the action with Coach Noy Africa and Mikey Abueg at the sidelines. Coach Noy, third of 6 do-or-die games today.
Yeah, that's right. And so far, in the first game, the higher seed was able to advance to the next round. In the second game, it was the lower seed, Quezon, who advanced to the next round. And right now, let's see if Rizal Switch Fiber will be able to advance into the next round against the number 6 Quezon City Alpha Giants, who forced this Game 3 with a victory yesterday.
Certainly, that's going to be the question we'll all try to answer in today's game. But first, since you've mentioned it already, let's talk about, again, Rizal unfortunately losing to the lower-seeded team in Quezon City, 74-66.
Well, sometimes for any team, it's really hard to close out and take out an opponent. And in the game yesterday, Rizal really just struggled offensively. They shot well from the field, but they were slightly out-rebounded by Quezon City. They cannot afford to have that kind of effort. Also, they were outscored from the three-point area by a combined 21, only converting 2 3-pointers against 9 for Quezon City, and really need to take care of the basketball. And in the game yesterday, it was JB Discutido who stepped up for them. He is one of the main guns for the Rizal Switch Fiber. He finished with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. But everything really rests on how well Ismael Rimo will perform for Rizal Switch Fiber. He's averaging 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists per game. He is one of the best scorers for Rizal.
And on the other side, talking about the Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants, they also have a lot of standouts, namely at least one of them, Axel Taporco.
Yeah, that's right. And for a team that relies heavily on the 3-ball, like I said earlier, a plus 21 for them in the game yesterday. Axel Taporco is one of their main shooters from the outside. In the game yesterday, he did finish with 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. And in general, for the tournament, he's averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds. And whenever they get him going from the outside, especially since I don't think Edson Serrano will be available for this game, all the more the offense of Quezon City relies heavily on the 3-ball.
And that's going to be, again, our matchup for today, Game 3 between the Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants and the Rizal Switch Fiber. And we'll be turning it over now to our venue announcer, Gio Cruz, for the start of our ball game.
To our third game here at Divine Light Academy, Las Piñas City. This is the Game 2 of North Division quarterfinals, featuring Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants and Rizal Switch Fiber. We are live on the official FB page and YouTube channel of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. Now let's meet the starters from both teams. First, from Quezon City 8-8 Alpha Giants. Starting guard number 18, Ranz Muyuela. To guard number 10, Axel Taporco. Small forward number 6, Aza Atienza. Power forward number 12, Martin Pineda. And at center number 91, John Patinio. Head coach is Kim Cinco, assisted by Mike Calomot. Team manager, Rondi Muyuela. And now they're looking to extend the series. Rizal Switch Fiber. Starting guard number 11, Marvin Felix. To guard number 1, Robert Regidor. Small forward number 9, Yuan Romero. Power forward number 13, Mark Bandojo. And playing center number 4, Jaden Advincula. Head coach is Roel Beneventura, assisted by Kelvin Gregorio. Team manager Ariel Balahadia. Our game officials for this ball game: Crew Chief Tom Mendoza, Upper 1 Joseph Cleophas, and Upper 2 Noy Guevara. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Executive Director Mr. Jer Navarro. Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Commissioner Mr. Keith Picasso. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League, ang liga ng bawat patang Pilipino.
In our door-eyed bola ng Pinoy team starters, for Rizal it's Felix, Reyedor, Romero, Bandojo, and Advincula. And for Quezon City, it's Muyuela, Taporgo, Atienza, Pineda, and Patino starting for them. And again, just to clarify, this is game 2 of a best-of-3 quarterfinals playoff series, where again Rizal unfortunately losing to Quezon City in that game 1 despite being the higher-seeded team.
And also another correction. The last time these two teams played in game 1 was on December 18, not yesterday. Sorry about that.
Meanwhile, Romero will start this game with a 3-point bomb.
Definitely for Rizal, they know their backs are against the wall as they are trying to protect their higher seed against Quezon City.
Meanwhile, 5-point start for the Rizal switch fiber.
And you're seeing them showing the sense of urgency, putting pressure in the backcourt and on the basketball.
Meanwhile, Taporco inside to Patino, stolen by Advincula. Stolen back by Renz Muyuela, and then draws a foul. I believe that's against Felix.
And right now, you can see that Quezon City just really feeling the pressure right now. It's one thing to get ahead in a series, but it's another thing to actually get to close out as the lower seed Quezon City looking to pull off an upset here in the North Division quarterfinals.
5-0 start in favor of the Rizal switch fiber. Quezon City with the possession, backcourt violation called on Renz Muyuela.
And the problem was he did the hezi right on the half-court line. That's why you put yourself in a position to be called for that backcourt violation.
2 minutes passing by in our chapter 1. Bandojo finds Advincula, hands it off to Romero. Scored a 3-pointer earlier. He attacks, sends it outside. Advincula will fire, but that won't fall. Muyuela to Taporco. He attacks right, drops it to Patino. It's a fake, able to draw a foul against Advincula. 2 freebies will be given to Patino.
Just a great job getting the defender in the air. Advincula will be called for that foul.
Patino, a chance to put Quezon City on board, at least with a single point, as first one is no good. So the coach Mike Calomot on your screens, head coach of the Alpha Giants. Looks like no coach Franco Atienza for today. 1 point for Quezon City, but still no field goal for them.
And then in game 1, of course, for Quezon City, 4 of their 5 starters actually scored in double digits. So Taporco with 16, Pineda with 15, Muyuela with 11, and Edson Serrano, who is not, I don't think he's with the team right now, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Well, for the side of Rizal switch fiber, you've got only 3 players in Antonio with 12. And then guys coming off the bench, Stan with 13 and Discutido with 15.
Obviously that Edson Serrano size will be a big help, supposedly, for the Quezon City Alpha Giants. But they will have to make do with what they have for this game. As Reyedor, offensive rebound for Rizal. Felix, the pick from Advincula, sends it inside, but overcooks that pass. In transition, Axel Taporco drops it. And that's a bucket.
And without Serrano on the lineup here for Quezon City, Pineda will be one of their main options in the paint.
Meanwhile, no foul call. Regidor losing that basketball. And after that, possession will go to the Alpha Giants.
Good job there by Patino, just staying vertical, just putting his hands up, making sure not to foul on that aggressive drive by Advincula.
Meanwhile, outside, possession will stay with a switch fiber, or rather with the Alpha Giants. Atienza will trigger the inbound. Inside, outside again. Muyuela for three. No good for Renz.
Not really get his balance and get his feet set that time for Muyuela. That's why that shot was way short.
Felix. Bandojo has it outside. He'll fire one. And he won't make one.
So a lot of action, but not much scoring so far in the first 4 minutes.
Muyuela unable to knock down that floater. In transition, Felix has it. Crossover move. The fake puts one up. That's no good. Try to get it back, but ends up with Renz Muyuela.
That time good defense played by Aza Atienza, snuffing out that attempt by Felix.
First point of the game. Point of the game, rather, for Axel Taporco.
We're going to expect a lot more from Taporco, as he has been one of the more consistent performers so far for the Alpha Giants.
Sidestep, reverse lane, that's no good. Rebound by Pineda. Atienza brings it down. To the corner, Muyuela for three. Won't fall, they get it back. Pineda outside dish. Taporco caught dancing to the wrong song.
He already had an open look. That's why he's apologizing to the bench. That was he had easily a second to get that shot off, just hesitated and commits a turnover.
Entering the game is JB Discutido for Rizal.
He is a spark off the bench. Just really lights up the scoreboard whenever he's on the floor.
Regidor, not that time. Discutido gets blocked by Patino. Here comes the Alpha Giants. Taporco rising up for a three. Won't hit.
That was a shot that he passed up earlier. This time, rushed that one.
Felix. Give and go action for Rizal. Regidor getting fouled on his way to the iron. Two freebies coming up for Robert Regidor.
This time, a better adjustment for Regidor, going into the body of Patino, making sure to get the foul.
Four minutes remaining in our opening chapter. So far, it's only 6-5. First one will go in for Robert Regidor. Second one coming your way. 2 out of 2. Make it a 3-point lead for the Switch Fiber.
And right now, since everyone seems to have settled into the ball game, let's see now how both teams will react as their bench starting to come in.
Atienza nowhere to go. Almost a steal. He gets it back. Still with him. Out of bounds. Felix tried to save it, but it stays with Quezon City. Atienza to the corner. Pineda backing down Antonio. Sends it out. Atienza for three. No good for Aza. They get it back. The attack by De Leon drops it. Great find to Martin Pineda.
And before Serrano came to Quezon City, Pineda was their reliable option inside this time. Getting the drop pass, just quickly rose up for two.
Felix, that's good on the attack. 3 minutes remaining. in our opening chapter. Atienza to Datumalim. He'll attack. He'll scoop it up and he'll scoop it in.
And Datumalim will have to carry a bigger part of the scoring load for them, especially with some of their main guns unavailable in this game.
Discotido trying to make something happen. Drops it to Rimo. And then he gets fouled. 2 freebies will be given to Ismael Rimo.
Well, in game 1, Rimo was really contained by the Quezon City defense, only getting to score 9 points and only getting 3 field goal attempts. Most of his points was going to the free throw line, and he needs a big game if they want to force a decider game.
First one is no good for Rimo. He has one more chance. 1 out of 2 for Rimo. His first point of the game. But still no field goal for him. De Leon brings it down for Quezon City. De Leon outside dish. Pineda attacking Antonio inside. Pineda puts one up, puts one in off the window.
Pineda has just been exceptional here in the first quarter now with 6 points all in the paint.
Meanwhile, current veteran knight Jovel Balining in the game. They hand it off. The attack by Rimo. Basket and one.
That's going to be a tough cover for De Leon. How do you match up with the strength of Rimo? Look at that, just powering inside.
Pound for pound fitness found, counted the move. But wait a minute. Will that not be counted as he's positioned for an inbound? Also not counted, apparently. Apparently not a pound for pound fitness foul counted play.
But still a pound for pound play with the power that he showed on that shot.
Meanwhile, that's a miss from Baliling, but the putback is good for Caldit.
Caldit just putting the ball on the floor and attacking the laterals of Patino.
Meanwhile, Datumalim, basket and one in transition. Now that's a pound for pound fitness foul counted play.
Yeah, most definitely, and I'm hoping that our cameras was able to catch the flex after the basket.
Again, that's Datumalim bulldozing himself and onto the iron.
And onto the floor.
And into this three-point play.
And definitely Datumalim will be called upon to alleviate the scoring inside that has been created by Serrano not playing in this game.
Antonio outside dish. Jovel Baliling changing gears, puts one up. The fadeaway won't go for Jovel. Caldit has it. Looking for a teammate. Rimo rising up for a shot. That's good for Ismael Rimo.
Ismael Rimo looking to be more aggressive here. He cannot afford to be as passive as he was in game 1.
Datumalim inside the spin, fade away, no good. In transition, Baliling to Discotido. They finish.
Just a great finisher. So Discotido is more known as a shooter from the outside, but he does know how to finish.
Pascual will miss that shot. Meanwhile, De Leon also will miss that shot, but draws a foul and will be awarded 2 freebies.
I like the reaction of Coach Mike Calomot nodding his head. Just see the effort there. A small guy like De Leon has no business operating inside the paint, but he is not afraid to exchange bodies with the bigger guys from Rizal.
First one is good for Joshua De Leon. 12 seconds remaining in our first half. No more fouls to give for both teams. Second one on its way. 2 out of 2 for Joshua De Leon. Rizal with 12 seconds remaining. A chance to get the last shot up.
Both teams with no more fouls to give.
Out of bounds, but it will stay with them. as Diet closely guarding Jovel Baliling. Meanwhile, Baliling gets it. 3 seconds remaining. Jovel Baliling drops it to Caldit. That'll be it for our first period, 17-16. It's a 1-point lead for the Rizal Switch Fiber. We'll be back for more action for the start of our second period. And once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Even after the loss during the first game of the playoffs, the Red Shirts are still on a positive headspace and are ready to bounce back for today. But this game is extra special for one of the players from the Rizal Switch Fiber team, and he is Jovel Baliling, because for today, his grandparents and tita will be seeing him in action for the first time live here at the venue. Nung una nga ay ayaw sana ni Jovel na manood sila dahil nahihiya nga daw siya, but then they were really eager and of course very proud of him. Kaya naman ay napilit din siya ng mga ito. He admitted that they lacked in defense and communication during their first outing. Kaya naman for today, they will be focusing on those aspects of the game. At sabi pa nga ni Jovel, ibibigay nila ang pressure sa kabilang team since they are just one game away to get into the next round, and their team will just enjoy every moment for today. Cho and Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Mikey, for that report. And again, Jovel Baliling plays for the Letran Knights, but I'm surprised that this will be the first time his grandparents will be seeing him play live.
And that's a different pressure, of course, for our players. And it's nice actually to hear another voice aside from your voice, Cho.
I'm sorry, Coach Noy. You have no choice.
Yeah, we were left to work the first two games just by the two of us. But you did a good job interviewing
Thank you,
the
thank you.
players. I think you made them have to use and exercise their minds in trying to answer your very difficult questions.
Thank you, thank you. I'm used to being the player of the game, but now I'm the one introducing it. I'm just kidding.
No one believes you, don't worry.
But right now, it's a 17-16 score as Jovel Baliling registers his first point of the game at the freebie line.
I'm trying to look for his grandparents in the stands.
1 out of 2 for Jovel Baliling, former Letran Squire, current Letran Knight, under the same coach, Coach Alan Ricardo. But this time, it's gonna be Rizal with a possession. Antonio hands it off. Jovel to Rimo. Caldit provides him a pick. Rimo won't use it. He fades away, and that's good for Ismael Rimo.
As much as he is known as a physical finisher, very potent mid-range scorer is Rimo.
So far, that's 5 points in this game for Ismael Rimo. And a 4-point lead for the Rizal Switch Fiber. 2 minutes passing by in our second period. Patino sends it out. The attack, the fadeaway. That's no good from Casino.
That's not a very high percentage shot falling away for Casino.
No good from Antonio as well on the other side. Rans Muyuela not wasting any time. Katumanim, not expecting that pass. Meanwhile, Jovel Baliling, no look dish. Great passing from the Switch Fiber.
And just a total contradiction from what happened on the other end for Quezon City, leading to that fast break opportunity for Rizal.
Katumanim will lose it to Discutido. In transition, Jovel Baliling attacks, drops it. Will lose it to Rans Muyuela in transition. Muyuela to the right wing. Traveling violation called on Casino.
Right now, both teams just exchanging turnovers on consecutive plays. And sometimes all you need to do on a fast break situation is be able to space that floor properly. But that time, Baliling was forced into a turnover. Great defense by Quezon City.
Meanwhile, Gutierrez, no good on the shot. Rebound by Edrigo Soto. In transition, they hand it off. Inside find, Casino. Resets outside, finds Patino, but he gets fouled immediately.
And Patino knew that he should have been able to convert, just wasn't able to catch that pass cleanly. As you can see right there, a little bit of a bobble. But he is lucky to get to the free throw line now for 2 so far, just a single point and 1 rebound for Patino.
Freebies on his way. First one is good. Donning the jersey number 91. Surely you will expect hustle from him this game.
I'm surprised that you know what the number 91 stands for, especially for my generation.
Meanwhile, it's going to be out of bounds, but nevertheless, great defensive effort from Quezon City. As we have almost 4 minutes passing by in Chapter 2.
Rizal has come out with a lot of energy to begin this ball game, but Quezon City has seemed to has already settled down. That's why lead is down to just 5 points.
Ismael Rimo not loving that call. Will be called on that blocking foul. They are up by 5.
Showing a little bit of frustration for missing some gimmies itong Rizal.
Mayuela brings it down. Pineda almost lost it. Picked up by Santos. Pineda hands it off. Mayuela rejects the pick. Sends it to the corner. Hugo Soto. Now Pineda will lose it, but will get it back. And will put one in. Rather won't put one in. But it'll count.
That's now 8 points for Pineda. Currently the leading scorer for Quezon City.
Felix. The pick from Gutierrez. Advincula has it. Hands it off once again. Romero back in the game. He puts one up. That's no good. Another foul called on the switch fiber.
Once again, another unproductive sequence. The scoring has considerably slowed down here in our second quarter. Rizal only with 5 points, Quezon City with 3, and already half of the quarter has gone by.
In transition, Muyuela finds Pineda. He'll fire a 3. Won't go in for him. They fight for the rebound, ends up with Regidor. And Vincula steps on the brakes, finds Regidor. Stolen right here by Taporco, but gets caught dancing to the wrong song.
Well, that time Taporco trying to anticipate the contact, but the referees did not blow their whistle, and that's why he was in a position where he was called for a violation.
Felix has it. Will attack Mayuela. Inside find. Regidor reverse lay-in. Getting fouled on his way to the cup. 2 freebies will be given.
That was a great recognition there by Felix. He was going one way, but he was looking for a teammate moving in another direction. But Regidor will miss on that first free throw.
First one is no good. Rizal so far outscoring Quezon City in this period 5-3. Make it 6-3. Taporco against Romero. Sends it inside. Santos almost turns the ball over and will continue to do so. Felix in transition. Steps on the brakes. Puts one up. That's no good.
Well, the problem for Felix on that spin move, he actually moved into the defender.
Meanwhile, Pineda unable to redeem himself. Possession will go back to the switch fiber.
Well, that is a part of the game of Pineda, even if we know how good he is as an inside operator for Quezon City. He does possess that outside shot, but so far has missed his first 2 attempts from 3 in the game.
It's gonna be a miss. As here comes Quezon City. Pineda finds Muyuela. Muyuela sends it outside. The big guy Patino able to hit a 3.
You could see the confidence there for Patino. I'm pretty sure he works on this in practice because there was no kind of negative reaction from the Quezon City bench.
And just like that, Quezon City now with a 1-point lead, 24-23. Almost 2.5 minutes remaining in our second period. Nature Spring timeout. We'll be back for more action. (24-23), 1-point lead for the Quezon City Alpha Giants. Felix up against Muyuela. Puts on the moves. Inside to Advincula. Great find, but unable to convert.
But you like how Felix is finding his teammates in scoring positions, just not converting that time.
Off the window, that's good.
Axel Taporco showing that he can also attack the basket. Almost a turnover.
4 points now for Taporco. Meanwhile, Romero Tower.
Come fly with me that time for Romero. Able to get that shot off despite the outstretched arms of Patino.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move. Come fly with me indeed. And a chance to make it a 3-point play.
That's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Patino. That's going to be a problem for Quezon City. He has so far been their rim protector in the first half.
3-point play completed by Yuan Romero. So far has 6 points in this game. Pineda drops it to Muyuela. The blitz on Renz Muyuela. Atienza keeping it alive. Puts one up. That's no good for him. They try to get it back. They won't. Rizal now running. There's a foul.
Well, depending on how this is called, if that's a regular foul, that's actually a good foul because that was a foul to give for them. But if they call an unsportsmanlike foul, this is going to be a bad situation for Quezon City.
So far we have a tie game at 26. It looks like Romero is already back on his feet. So hopefully nothing serious for him. Again, he's already standing.
Because again, if the foul was not called, that would have been a layup for Rizal. We're trying to ask for another angle because they think Muyuela may not have made a play for the ball.
Hopefully it's nothing intentional or nothing serious, even for Mayuela. Again, we have a tied ball game. This is a playoff game. And it's a win or go home situation for the Switch Fiber.
And actually, with the way Mayuela walked off the court, may have been an admission of guilt.
First one goes in for Juan Romero. I believe that's 6 points for him after that freebie. Second one won't go, but then again, one more possession for the Switch Fiber.
And Rizal now with a 1-point advantage over Quezon City, 1 in 18 remaining in the first half.
Here comes Taporco. Pineda has it. Looking for Migs Pascual. Finds Aza Atienza instead. The Tumalim this time. Finding Taporco. Mid-range jumper. No good. Pineda tried to save it. That's going to be out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Switch Fiber.
And Taporco so far with 4 points in the game. They're still trying to look for some points as Pineda has delivered 8 points already for Quezon City.
Advincula will fire. That's no good. Another man on the floor this time. It's from Quezon City. I believe that's Aza Atienza on the floor.
And I think that foul will be called on Regidor.
Again, our video announcer is saying that it's not allowed to huddle.
But so far, I don't think I've seen teams follow that. As Coach Mike Alomot is on the floor on the review. Okay, we just see Atienza already on the floor. One more time. Just a really hard hit, I believe, on the chest of Aza Atienza. May not be a basketball play, so I wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade that to an unsportsmanlike foul.
Again, hopefully it's nothing intentional on the side of Robert Regidor. From the looks of it, again, our officials will be the one to come up with our final verdict.
Well, the call on the floor was an unsportsmanlike foul, so I don't think they need to upgrade this to anything else.
So it's indeed an unsportsmanlike foul. So that's on Robert Regidor of the Rizal Switch Fiber.
But this is really what you like about what Aza Atienza brings to the floor for Quezon City. He will always put his body, not only his body, even his face, and see if what his physicality can bring into the ball game. He's always ready to exchange faces with his opponents. But that time he misses on both free throws.
Still with Quezon City. Atienza finds Pineda backing down his opponent. Atienza, no good. That's Pineda, still no good for Martin Pineda.
But actually, two very patient intrusions into the basket, just unable to score as Pineda.
Discutido the pick from Advincula. Discutido finds Bandojo. Swing it around. No good from downtown was Discutido.
I believe that was only the first attempt from the three-point area for Discutido.
Pineda has it. Pascual, the blitz on him. The Tumaim from way downtown. And that'll be it. Wait a minute, is there So nothing going on. Only the end of our third period. 36, or rather that's 27 to 26. Only a 1-point lead on the side of the Rizal Switch Fiber, as both teams scoring 10 points in that second period. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benito's, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benito's, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benito's, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes.
(27 to 26). Again, it's a 1-point lead for our Rizal Switch Fiber. Again, both teams scoring 10 points in our second period. And definitely we have a close game And a 30 of basketball still to be played in our, again, this is game 2 of a best of 3 playoff series in the quarterfinals.
Well, so far in our first half, both teams not really shooting a good percentage from the field. Only 37% for Quezon City, Rizal 33%. Both teams struggling from the three-point area. Quezon City 1 out of 11, Rizal 1 out of 6. And so far Quezon City has made a living in the paint, scoring 18 points in the paint against 12 for Rizal. Leading scorers for both teams, Pineda with 8, and for Quezon City, and for the side of Rizal it has been Romero with 7.
So here comes the Rizal switch fiber. Looking to finally take off. Romero. Obalias has it outside Rimo. Rimo to the left side. Antonio hands it off. Romero attacks. Romero stops. He fades away. No good for Juan Romero.
Juan Romero will be a marked man for Quezon City. Cannot allow him to go off.
Offensive rebound by De Leon. Sends it out. That Domanium for 3. Badly missing that 3-point shot.
Well, if you're Rizal, that's the kind of shot that you will give Datumalim, especially when he attacks aggressively in the paint. It's really very hard to stop.
Baliling has it. Up against Daet. The pick from Antonio. Back to Antonio. And he gets fouled on his way to the iron. 2 freebies coming up for him.
And for any ball handler, you always like the screener to actually roll to the basket. At this day and age, a lot of those trying to set those screens either just stop moving after the screen or try to take the pop option. But Antonio has shown that he really loves to roll and be able to put himself in a position where the ball handler can find him for the easy deuce.
2 out of 2 for Antonio. And a 3-point lead for the switch fiber. Quezon City with his possession. The Porco changing gears. The Tumalim has it. Nowhere to go, hands it off. The Porco changing gears again and gets that 2 points.
That time no one there to guard Taporco and stop the basketball. Taporco just pretty much waltzing into the lane.
Rimo has it. Being swarmed by defenders. Obalias. Romero has it. Drops it to Antonio. Outside again. Juan Romero for 3. Not that time. But there's a foul. I believe that's against Quezon City. And now we turn it over to Mikey Abueg for a report.
With just 3 games in playing for the Alpha Giants, Axel Taporco shared with me how he is still slowly adjusting with the system, wherein he even pointed out the difference wherein he is used to playing for a system focusing in defense and now focusing more with offense here in Quezon City. But even with all that, Axel is beyond grateful to have gotten the coach's trust, wherein he was immediately given the chance to play and be one of the team's key players. And of course, the bond with his teammates kung saan ay feeling niya nga raw ay matagal na silang magkakasama. Moreover, during the huddle before the 3rd quarter, Coach Edson Serrano pointed out how the team currently has 9 turnovers only, which is a low number for the White Shirts. And let's see how Axel and his team continue to exert their dominance and secure their spot into the next round. Balik sa inyo, Cho and Coach Noy.
Thank you very much, Mikey, for that report. And indeed, again, Axel Taporco, the main gunner, at least one of the main gunners of Quezon City. And they will look to complete the upset in the series and finally knock out Rizal in the playoff bracket.
And also Axel Taporco has been able to find his role here for Quezon City. He has really fit into the system, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists.
2-point lead so far by QC. Jovel Baliling back in the game. They will need more from him, only has 1 point. Baliling putting on the moves. He'll fire one. He gets one.
Having a friendly tap right there from Datumalim.
And that's what Jovel Baliling can do. Has 4 points in this game after that three-pointer. Datumalim with attack, the bump. A foul will be called on Jovel.
Actually, the offensive foul was called on Datumalim. So right after hitting a three over Datumalim, Baliling able to fish an offensive foul on the other end.
So it works out anyway for Rizal. Romero almost lost it. One-hander way off. Here goes Axel Taporco. Juan Romero against him. The pick from Pineda. Taporco. No good that time. Rebound by Rimo. Forward dish to Romero. That Statue of Liberty for Juan Romero.
And earlier he said, come meet me, come fly with me, and this time with the Statue of Liberty finish.
3-point lead now for the switch fiber. De Leon lost the basketball, picked up by Patino. Inside to Casino. No good. De Leon gets it back. Outside dish again. Taporco. No good on that left corner three.
So far, Taporco has struggled from the outside. But he will continue to shoot if he gets those kinds of looks.
Jovel Baliling to Romero. 2 more points for Juan Romero. Great dish from Jovel Baliling.
This is a guy who is averaging about 5 points per game, but Romero now with, I believe, 9 in the game.
Pineda having a hard time against Obalies. Has nowhere to go. Almost a steal. Casino retrieves it. He fires a long two. Won't fall. It's retrieved by Taporco. Patino provides the pick. Pineda has it. To the corner. Casino, the pull-up jumper. That's good for Casino.
Finally getting one to go is Casino. First 2 points of the ball game.
Meanwhile, Romero. 3-point lead by Rizal, switch fiber so far. And for QC, they have no more fouls to give.
Again, as you look at that mid-range pull-up coming from Casino, but he does give up a foul on the other end, and they are in the penalty. So again, you do a positive on one end, score 2 points, but you end up giving up 2 free throws on the other end. So that pretty much could just cancel the basket on one end out.
First one is good for Juan Romero. Now in double figures. I believe that's 13 points for him already.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think Quezon City expected Romero to have this kind of game.
5-point lead for the switch fiber. Muyuela up against Baliling. To the left side, Casino. The pick from Datumalim. Casino, the pull-up. No good from him. The switch fiber in transition. Rimo attacks. Puts one up off the window. Won't fall for them.
Can't believe he missed that shot.
Taporco rising up. No good on the 3 ball.
0 out of 5 now from deep is Taporco.
Up against Jovel Baliling. Here comes Taporco to Casino. He attacks inside, finds Datumalim. Good at the mid-range jumper from the baseline.
With another smile on his face. Looks like he's very familiar with the players of Rizal.
Good to see that, even in an intense playoff game. Meanwhile, Romero will attack. 15 points now for Juan Romero.
Just a great job for Caldit, clearing the way with his arms.
5-point lead now for Rizal. Taporco has it to the right side. Intercepted by Baliling. Last touch on Moyuela. Possession now to Rizal.
Right now, offense picking up for both teams. As you see, once again, that turnover for Quezon City.
Remo will use the pick from Antonio. Remo will fire. No good for Remo.
Good defense there by Datumalim on the switch.
Pascual attacks. Outside again, Atienza. Trying to find an open teammate, finds Pascual. Migs Pascual attacks, puts one up. And no good for Migs. The great save by Patino. Atienza to Pascual. He asks for a pick. Pascual for three. In and out on the shot.
It's funny how players ask for a screen and choose not to use it. Didn't even put the ball on the floor, just pulled up where he was standing from.
Jovel Baliling, dish to Antonio. Another dish. But Caldit gets caught dancing to the wrong song.
That time I feel like he got a little too excited. Lost his footing, trying to spin back.
Under a minute remaining in our third period. Moyuela, the pick from Datumalim. Another pick. Moyuela this time against Felix. Finds Pascual up top. Pascual to the right side. Atienza attacks. Reverse lane, no good. Put back is good.
Expect that from Datumalim will continue to work even after those shots are missed. Oh,
what an effort to put that basketball back in. Talking about Caldit's hop.
and a great job by Felix to cushion the fall. He seemed to have been out of control on that jump. Look at that great catch with a jersey. It's a good thing the referee is not as strict with the uniform protocols here in the D-League.
Caldit at the free throw line. First one comes no good. 28 seconds remaining. Second one on its way for Caldit. Still no good. Remo, crazy offensive board, basket and one. Oh my goodness. Big boy moves for Ismael Remo.
Patino already had the basketball on the rebound. That is taking candy from a bigger baby.
But that man is no baby. Again, a pound for pound fitness foul counted move. Ismael Remo unable to make it a three-point play nevertheless. Rizal up by 5. Pineda brings it down. Will attack. Scoops it up and in.
I think Caldit forgot that Pineda was a lefty.
Atienza will miss off a steal. 3-point lead. 1 second remaining. On the floor. And that's it for our third period. 42-39. It's only a 3-point lead by the Rizal switch fiber. Again, as they're battling it out, hopefully won't get a sweep against them. And we'll be back for the start of the fourth period. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. Back to the action here for the start of the fourth and final period. Again, can Rizal extend the series, or can Quezon City sweep them 2-0? So to open the quarter, a foul will be called on Renz Muyuela.
Well, if you're Quezon City, an opportunity to close this out, you try your best to be able to already eliminate Rizal in this ball game. Well, for Rizal, of course, no real option here but to win this game.
Felix outside Bandojo. Discutido this time. He attacks, will lose the basketball. Turns the ball over.
After scoring 15 points in the previous game, Discutido is a marked man. So far, only 2 points in the game.
Taporco, great game so far. Muyuela to Pineda. Atienza asking for it, but instead it's Muyuela getting it. Hand off to Taporco. Oh my goodness!
Talk about hitting your first three-pointer of the game after 6 misses.
A potential 4-point play for this pound-for-pound fitness foul counted move. Bonus freebie coming up for the firing hot Axel Taporco, at least not for this game.
Yeah, but sometimes it's all about a matter of timing when you hit your shots, as he ties the game at 42.
And that's what's important. He gives his team the lead.
Sometimes it's not the quantity but the quality of shots that you make.
It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. Meanwhile, speaking of how you do it, that's showing he has hops.
Thought he was gonna throw that one down. He had enough elevation to do that, but decided to just lay that ball in. Sure, 2 points.
Just like that, Rizal, the lead is back with him. The attack by Pineda, muscling his way inside.
And Pineda has just been impressive. No Edson Serrano, no problem. Pineda with 12 points and 10 rebounds.
Meanwhile, JB Discutido, 4 points for him.
He has been quiet so far, and Discutido can always get hot very quickly.
2 minutes passing by in Chapter 4. Rizal able to redeem that 1-point lead, and not to mention also force a turnover.
See there, just finishing with the left hand, able to beat the defense of Aza Atienza. Discutido with 4 points in the game.
Discutido tries to split the defense, but a foul will be called against QC.
No, they're calling a flop. I think that was Asa Atienza. And that's the second warning for flopping. So that's why that's technical now.
So JB Discutido will be the one to take the technical freebie. Again, not the best game for him so far. But 5 points is 5 points.
And whenever a shooter sees that ball go through the net, that sometimes sparks something. That's why usually you put a shooter who is struggling so far in the game whenever you need someone to take the free throw.
Regidor outside dish. Bandojo will attack. Puts one up, scoops it up and scoops it in.
Just the patience after that hop. Did not immediately go up. Saw a little bit of daylight on the right side.
4-point lead now for Rizal. Pineda. Patino up top. Up against Bandojo. Taporco receives it. Against a much smaller Felix. Taporco taking advantage but gets blocked by Caldit. In transition, JP Discutido scoring against the much bigger Patino.
May not be scoring much from the outside, but Discutido just putting his head down, going all the way, finishing over Patino.
Nature Spring timeout called, 51-45. Another look at that finish by Discutido. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back to the action. Under 7 minutes remaining in our fourth and final period. 6-point lead for the Switch Fiber. Mayuela almost lost the basketball. Finds that to Malim. Caldit getting called for the foul.
That's only the second team foul though for Rizal, so not exactly as bad a foul as it looks. But that will be the fourth personal foul on Caldit, so it is actually a bad foul.
The attack. Pineda puts one up. Basket in. No basket rather, because it's a traveling violation.
That time shuffled his feet on the bump.
Bandojo brings it down. Almost lost it. Hands it out to Felix. Felix putting on the moves. Finds Advincula. Then back to Discutido. Getting called for a traveling violation.
And he did not necessarily understand what just happened. But nothing you can do but just go back on defense.
4 minutes passing by in our closing chapter. The Tumalim. Trying to find a teammate. The spin. Drops it. Great find. Pineda, the fake, the reverse. Basket and one for Martin Pineda.
He's low-key one of the more efficient scorers in the post. He may be undersized, but just look at how he was able to find some daylight using the board on the reverse.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move. Martin Pineda making things happen. Now has 10 points in this game. Actually also has 9 rebounds. But will miss that freebie.
Cuts the lead down to just 4 points. Still a lot of time here for Quezon City to try and close out Rizal.
Bandojo. Discutido this time. He'll fire one. He'll make one.
Discutido has just come to life here in the fourth quarter. 6 points produced here in the fourth.
De Leon. The pick from Pineda. He receives it inside. Pineda puts one up.
Right now, Pineda looking unstoppable. Even off the dribble, off the move, able to score.
That's 12 points now for Martin Pineda. Discutido against Pascual. Advincula, another handoff. Regidor attacks. Regidor getting fouled on his way to the iron.
That time, Taporco forced to reach in as Regidor got him beat.
Another look on that attack from Regidor. At the line, first freebie on its way. That's good. So far, it's a close scoring battle in this fourth period. 10-7 in favor of Rizal. Second one on its way for Regidor. And that's good.
And Regidor right after making that free throw goes back to defending Taporco.
6-point lead. Tatumalim. He attacks, scoops it up, and scoops it in off the window.
Right now, both teams exchanging baskets.
Over 4 minutes remaining in our fourth period. Taporco getting called for his 4th personal foul already.
And Taporco cannot afford to engage Regidor in this extracurriculars. He is much more valuable to his team.
Meanwhile, Discutido brings it down. Discutido splitting the defense. Tried to drop it to the cutting Bandojo, but overcooks the shot.
That time Bandojo, I believe, not expecting that pass from Discutido.
De Leon with the leather. Datumanim up against Advincula. He puts on the moves. He loses it. Possession going back to Rizal.
For Quezon City you cannot afford to throw away possessions as you're still trying to mount a comeback. I mean, it's better to end the game, end a series in game 2 with a sweep than having to go through the ringer going up against a top seed, bringing them into a game 3.
Discutido, high pass. Bandojo outside again into Discutido. He loses it. Datumanim in transition. Getting called for a travel.
And that's back-to-back turnovers for Quezon City, as they bring in their lead point guard, Moyuela, to check in for Pascual, who has been ineffective in this game, scoreless.
Over 3 minutes remaining. High pass. Discutido receiving it, but steps out of bounds.
Well, that's something that you cannot really argue with. Either you stepped on the sideline or not.
Jovel Baliling enters the game for Rizal. De Leon handling the basketball. The pick from Pineda. De Leon sends it out. Datumanim, another send-off. Taporco, that's good from deep.
That's clutch for Taporco as he cuts the lead down to just 1 point.
Quick to answer back is Advincula.
Very lucky for Advincula to be able to catch that pass, still enough time to recover and put that ball in.
Attacking is De Leon, he puts one up. And he draws a foul. 2 freebies given, or will be given, to Joshua De Leon. So far only has 2 points, 5 rebounds and 2 dimes. But nevertheless, a chance for Quezon City to narrow the gap. First one goes in for Joshua De Leon. Second one on its way. And he gets it. 2 out of 2 for De Leon. More importantly, only a 1 point lead for the switch fiber.
So let's see where Rizal will go to right now.
Baliling. Inside 5 to Remo. Great dish coming from Jovel Baliling.
That's the value of Jovel Baliling. He may not be scoring heavily, but he always has those eyes on a swivel looking for an open teammate.
Last 2 minutes presented to you by Extreme One Stop Shop Appliances. Nice possession out of bounds. It will stay with Quezon City. Coach Mike Calomot calling a Nature Spring timeout. We'll be back for more action. Back to the action. Under 2 minutes remaining in this game, only a 3-point gap. The switch fiber still on top. De Leon finds the Porco for 3. No good. Pineda forcing his way inside, overcooks the shot.
That was actually a good look for Pineda inside, but no need to panic, just need to make a stop here.
Felix. Remo for 3. That's deadly.
And that could be a reason to panic for Quezon City now. A 2-possession advantage for Rizal.
That was cold-blooded, talking about Ismael Remo's 3-point shot. Meanwhile, pressure starting to press onto their shoulders. But Axel Taporco, quick to answer back.
Looks like he, after struggling in the first half, just found his confidence, able to just pull up at any time.
16 big points now for Axel Taporco as we have under a minute remaining in the game. Jovel Baliling, nowhere to go. Felix has it. Felix crossover move. Remo one more time. Kaboom! Basket and one. Ice in his veins.
More importantly, that will be the last foul of Taporco.
Oh my goodness. Ismael Remo, pound for pound fitness foul. Counted play. No regard for human life is Ismael Remo.
Talk about a big shot with big consequences. Makes it a 2-possession advantage. Maybe even 3 now for Rizal. And also you take out the main gunner of Quezon City in one shot.
4-point play completed. Make it a 16-point game and 4-rebound performance for Ismael Remo. The Tumalim, sorry miss. And here goes the Rizal switch fiber. Bandojo. So Rizal really eager to extend this series. Looks like this won't be the last. We'll see both teams.
And it took some clutch shooting from Ismael Remo out of nowhere. Back-to-back threes to pretty much put this game away.
33 seconds remaining. Our officials taking a quick look on what exactly happened. But nevertheless, Rizal with a significant lead, 7 points to be exact. Enough of a cushion actually to already win this game as long as they play things right.
This was just a 3-point advantage, but a 3 by Remo. This 3, and then answered by a 3 by Taporco on one end, and then the 4-point play. Looks like that will put the game away for Rizal and give them a chance to live another day.
Another look.
Well, that was definitely a foul. But are they trying to check if it was a 3?
.33 seconds remaining. Again, not exactly sure what's being checked out right here.
And some interested spectators by the door.
Our officials still not done looking at what exactly they're looking at. Again, we have really actually not much of an idea, but we'll take a look nevertheless. But this was the sequence already before, or rather after already, of the 3 of Remo.
Yeah, I think they were trying to check why Bandojo was on the floor. there. Bandojo gave up the basketball but felt something.
So free throws rather coming up for Bandojo. As he got fouled. The first one is good. A chance, or rather not a chance, but to further put the icing on the cake for Rizal switch fiber.
Well, the stage for both teams need to keep their head in the game because a game 3 will be played. The last thing that you want to happen is some players not going to be available due to whatever shenanigans happening on the floor.
So Pascual will miss that three-pointer. 26 seconds remaining. Slowly but surely Rizal finding daylight at the end of the tunnel. And again, with this potential W by Rizal, looks like it won't be the last time we'll be seeing both of these teams. And not looks like, it's sure.
But it just might be the last time you see both teams because they're flying to Japan tomorrow.
Okay, so in that sense, yes, at least for me. But for you, you may be covering them tomorrow. Meanwhile, De Leon knocks down a 3, but again, they're still down by 8. But still, Quezon City trying to do their best efforts. I mean, you're already up 1-0. Another win can send you to the division semifinals.
Well, it may be a little too late for Quezon City, but you want to try to build some momentum that you can possibly bring over to game 3. Anything positive that you can take into that crucial game 3 do or die game.
First one is no good for Jovel Baliling. Second one on its way. He gets it. It's back to a 9-point lead. Moyuela rushing, will lose it. Great defense from Felix. I think safe to say that'll do it. Rizal escapes the Quezon City Alpha Giants. And they'll have one more chance, to be specific, a do or die, win or go home chance for game 3. And they get it. Quezon City, I believe, will just burn the clock down right here. Again, congratulations to the Rizal switch fiber, forcing a game 3, keeping their hopes alive. And for Quezon City, it's back to the drawing board, but nevertheless, it's only a loss. You still have a chance and definitely a decent amount of time to prepare for that said game.
But definitely, it's a good effort for Quezon City, but end of the day, what matters is a victory for Rizal, an opportunity to play a game 3. And early in the game, it was pretty much Romero who was carrying the scoring for Rizal. Eventually, though, Ismael Rimo did wake up late in that fourth quarter, and that 7-point cluster more than enough to put the game away and give the victory to Rizal.
And game 3 should be an exciting one, but for now, coming up next, it's the division finals of the 18 and under. It's between the San Pedro Spartans and the Palawan Urich Builders. Once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Coach Noy Africa, and Mikey Abueg at the sidelines. And this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,